McShay has Haskins going 6 to the Giants. Diana Rossini's reporting that they're not interested in Haskins. What do you think the real deal is?
That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, I'd just be guessing, to be quite honest with you, because, look, if I just want to objectively look at it, I understand the fact that they have a lot of needs, okay? I understand that. I don't understand how they're going about acquiring the chips, so to speak, meaning draft picks in order to fill some of those needs, like trading Odell Beckham. I don't buy that at all as being a way to do that. But I understand that they have a lot of needs. That being said, your job as a general manager is not only to look at the short term in terms of being able to field a competitive football team, but plan for the future. And I know that they feel that Eli Manning has more years left than maybe the general consensus is. But I just don't see how at number 6, unless you truly don't like these quarterbacks, unless you truly don't like Dwayne Haskins in particular, or maybe even Drew Lock at number 6, I just don't see how it makes any sense to not want to go ahead and address the quarterback position. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I don't know what kind of signals they're trying to throw out there.
Lewis, can you hear me? It's Stephen A. Can you hear me?
I got you. I hear you, Stephen A.
Are you fearful at all that Tampa or Oakland might grab Haskins before he gets to the Giants at number 6?
I mean, there's always that possibility, and there's always a possibility of someone coming from deeper in the draft to leapfrog them. Sure, look, and I've said all along, and many people have said this, sitting at 6, if you want the second best quarterback, assuming that Kyler Murray goes number 1 overall to Arizona, is not a safe bet. You should probably try and move up. You should try and get yourself in that number 2 spot, and to assure you that you have the ability to pick him. But now, of course, you hear, as you guys are reporting, and as Diana Rossini has said, they don't, they're not that hot on Haskins. They're not really, looking at him as a long-term option, as a long-term successor to Eli Manning, which is confusing to me. Look, the beauty about scouting, the beauty about the draft, the beauty about team building is that it's so subjective. And I could look at the exact same number of plays as you, and you could see something totally different. And I get that. I just don't understand what it is about Dwayne Haskins, both in terms of his makeup and his ability on the football field, minus the fact that he only had 1 year of production, that would lead you to believe that he is not worth seriously considering at number 6. I just have a hard time with that. But the proof will be on day 1 of the draft, whether or not this is all a bluff or not. Because if they go ahead and they wind up picking an edge rusher or some kind of defensive player at the draft, which is the only other thing that I could see them doing at that pick, look, we're just going to have to wait and see. We really are going to have to wait and see. One thing I do know is this. When I came back here, when I walked back into the facility here just a little while ago, Pat Shurmur is here. I can say that. He's here to watch this workout. So take that for what it is. Obviously, there's a lot of other good players that they could use. So I don't know exactly what his intentions are. But this is interesting here because Dwayne, this is the only pro day. I said this last night on Twitter. This is the only pro day I'm going to come to, and for a very specific reason. And that's because I want to see Dwayne up close and personal. I want to watch him throw the football. And I'm not interested in seeing him just go 60 for 60. I don't really care about that. I just want to watch him throw the football and get a good feel for what it's like to be right next to him as if I was a GM or a coach and say, and try and get an assessment for myself about what really is this kid all about, because I love him. I flat out love the guy.
Right, but from what I've seen, he makes a lot of sense. But let's say the Giants are not bluffing. It seems to me they are. It seems to me that it seems to you they may be. Let's say they're not bluffing and they don't go quarterback in the first round. Is it possible that they see a quarterback in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th rounds? They see a Dak Prescott or a Russell Wilson or a Tom Brady. That's everyone's dream, right? Do you see any quarterbacks in this draft that are little hidden jewels that you would say, maybe they're waiting for that guy much later in the draft?
I don't think you can afford to go that route with it, quite honestly, Max. I don't think you could definitively say we're going to find our franchise guy in the 2nd round. We've got him pegged there. I just don't see that. Look, there's guys who I like in this draft at quarterback who I think are good developmental prospects. Like I've been saying all along that I really like Jarrett Stidham from Auburn. I really do. Do I like him as much as I like Dwayne? Do I think the risk is as minimal as it is with Dwayne? If I was sitting there at number 6, of course not. I mean, and that's why no one's talking about Jarrett Stidham going number 6 overall, and that's not where he should go. But if you're sitting there, there's no way that you wind up drafting a successor to a guy like Eli Manning, who's a multiple-time Super Bowl champion winning quarterback, and say, yeah, we got our guy pegged in the 2nd round. We got him there. That's why we can go ahead and go defense in the first. You don't do that. You just don't. So, let's just say I've never seen that really get done Maybe they're going to do it. There's so many mixed messages here. There's so much confusion. And as Davis said, he's not obligated to let us know what his plan is. We're just have to watch it play itself out.